All right, we're back for more modern sampling. This time we've got four color control. I think this was like the boogeyman of what, MH2 maybe, when I don't know. When MH2 came out, I think this was a pretty popular deck. I think it had Yorion, and then at some point it had up the Beanstalk, and now it doesn't have all that nonsense. But it does still have a companion. It's got Keruga. It's got Flage. And then it's got some of the elementals left over. Their Endurance, Solitude, those ones didn't get banned. Grief and Fury obviously have been banned over time. But yeah, it's cool to play with Risen Reef. This is one of my favorite cards. I think the last time I played a lot of Modern, I streamed when MH1 came out, because I was preparing for the Pro Tour in that format. That was the Hogak Pro Tour. And I played a lot with like Risen Reef and Soul Herder and just played like BS piles. That was a lot of fun. So I wanted to give this deck a go because it's got my beloved Risen Reef in it. But yes, it's a Keruga deck. You sort of get around that by having 0 mana interaction with your pitch elementals, Force Negation, and then you've got Leyline Binding as a 2 mana interaction piece. And then you have Fire and Ice as a way to deal with early creatures, tap down lands or creatures, and then Dead Gone as just a shock, or I guess bounce spell. So yep, just classic 4-color deck. We've got a Swamp in Endatha Triome to help with Leyline Binding, a Cavern of Souls to make it so our Flage or Elementals cannot be countered against things like the Frog Tide decks. Sideboard, a bunch of Mystical Disputes and Forces, Orvar for creativity, Wear Tear for Urza's Saga and artifact creatures, extra Endurance for Graveyard Hate, Supreme Verdict probably mostly for energy, but whatever creature deck, and then Force of Vigors, and then of course Keruga, which gets to draw a card for each permanent you have that is 3 or greater. So it's a really powerful effect, kind of cumbersome. It's expensive to get into play, and it's costly in your deck construction, but in Modern you have so many free spells that it makes sense to me that this is something that someone wanted to do. And I got 5th in a challenge, so we'll give it a go and play one match, see how it goes, and I will see you in the game. Alright, let's go first. Show off our hippo thing. Dinosaur hippo, perhaps? Okay. So we have a Shock and a Risen Reef and a Solitude. I think this is a keep. Pull mulligan to 6. I mean, this hand isn't perfect, right? We need a white card, but we get the Risen Reef with the redraw. We're on the play. Pretty unlikely to die quickly to a creature deck because of the Dead Gone. And I think our deck is just probably horrendous against combo decks. You have like 2 forces and 3 endurances, and if that doesn't get it done, you're going to be in a bad spot. But probably fine against fair decks. I don't know what I want to do with this thing. These mana bases are always complicated because some of them are different. So how many Surveil lands? 2 Surveil lands, Boros, and Simic. 3 Surveil lands. Okay, so we're probably surveilling here. It's funny that I can't shock that. It's really funny. Shit. Okay. So blue white. It probably doesn't matter. I'll just get a red one. Yeah, that's decent value. This game will likely go long. Maybe they just Oculus me and I die or whatever, but... Okay, that means we're less likely to get Oculus. We'll fetch up another... We can get blue-green. Blue-green here. I wouldn't mind drawing a Cavern. It's possible to just attack with Tamayo, play a blue land, pass. And then our Reef is just going to get countered, but... Maybe we just end up not casting the Reef. And just leave up Endurance, force them to counterspell the Endurance if they attack with Tamayo, and then resolve the Reef. That seems like a sound plan. And then what? This is 3 mana bounce creature. Okay. So they've got, I guess, a Faithless Looting. No, just a frog. Okay. Well, that's bad. Alright. Let's surveil. We want a white card for this frog, and then we're going to play Risen Reef. Okay, nice. Alright, well, that all worked very well. So, shock, yes. Green, blue. Get our free card. Look at the card. It's Solitude, so it can't get countered. We can't get forced. Ends up being a 1-for-1 because of the Reef. Nab that thingy. And we're kind of chilling. We got Flage. Forest Shore. Dealt with the Psychic Frog. As long as we don't get... As long as we don't get sort of... As long as they don't get underneath us, I think we'll probably get to take over the game with Keruga. And Flage. So we're at 4. This will be 5. So fetch land's good. So we have red. So actually I can't cast Flage. Maybe I messed up the way I fetch my lands, but... So yeah, we have 2 bricks on our lands, so we only have 2 lands in play that can cast Flage. So we can't do that yet. Doesn't matter that much. I don't think it's very likely we would be able to. Okay. I'll attack for 1. I don't think there's a flash that I'm worried about, because if they have a Bowmaster, they're just gonna like shoot my Reef. And then, do I want to play Fable? So white, red, red. Alright, let's do this. And we're basically telling them we have Endurance. But that's fine, because then they can't sack the clues. Okay. Could be a Spew, potentially. I have this to bounce an Oculus, though. I don't want this to get counterspelled, obviously. I do have another threat in play. So they pushed the Reef, but I already got the trigger on the stack, so they messed up a little bit. Okay. Shuffle away their graveyard, make this Tamayo a little bit worse if it flips, and make their Oculuses harder to hardcast. So we've got a 3-4 in play. Tamayo can't attack. It's very easy for them to just deal with this, but they still have to do it. We've got Flage. Okay, you're attacking. Maybe they just think I'm going to Flage their guy anyway. Maybe they have some sort of plan where it's going to flip. Not sure. Yeah. I guess that kind of makes sense, maybe? Not really. Okay, so they have Counterspell up. What should I do here? I kind of want to just add Keruga, leave up Dead Gone. And should I attack them? I can't double spell though. Maybe we just play. So Fables have red, red. So Fable goes green. So red, red, white. I've got to have another white land left. See if this resolves. If this resolves, I will just add Keruga. If it doesn't resolve, I'll Flage the Tamayo. Because they don't know if I have a 4th land or not. So it's awkward for them either way if the Fable resolves. Like, that's obviously bad. So they're sort of in a rock and a hard place. Assuming I didn't mess up my mana, which I think I didn't. And this guy will come back. Flage is a hell of a card. Nice. Okay, so we're probably good to go. Even if they could put an Oculus into play, like, who cares? They could, like, Damnation me, I guess, but we still have a Keruga. So this deck probably beats up on, like, the fairer decks of the format pretty well. Risen Reef is just, like, Ancestral Recall on a 1/1. Not sure how I feel about Tamayo in these decks. Fatal Push, sure. Yeah. That matters. That counts. I was just going to snap Keruga. I should think about it, though. If I Endurance, and they have, like, Fetch Land Oculus, how do they beat Endurance? If I just play Endurance right now. This is fine. If they were at a different life total, like, let's say that they were at 7, I would probably play this just to present lethal with the bounce spell. But I think with them being at 6, I'll just put my other guy into play. Like, they have to answer one of these. I'm probably going to get to Keruga again. Like, I'm probably going to resolve the Keruga either way because they have to interact with these. So, I think this makes the most sense. Okay. Not dead. But going to 3 is really bad against Flage, obviously. I think I just leave up Solitude. Not because I want to kill a creature, but because it's a flash 3/2. I guess just resolving the Keruga is really appealing. I just don't think it matters what I do. I think they just cannot win. Just deep analysis. Yeah. Probably not going to do it. So they could fetch push. And then we get on with the Solitude. Also, any fetch land would be Flage. So, we want Endurance. And then I think all my Mystical Disputes. And I can consider Force of Negation. Force of Negation, maybe not all my Mystical Disputes. But Force of Negation is good against Faithless Looting, Unearth. Verdict's probably really good here. Or at least solid. Fire Ice is whatever. These shocks don't do anything. Just bounce spells. Endurance is solid. So it depends if I think it's really attrition-y or not. Like, the way my deck is built, I have so much card advantage that maybe it doesn't matter if I force, even against the Thoughtseize deck. Fire Ice kind of sucks, maybe, but I need a high blue count. Mystical Dispute stops Oculus. Frog. And then it lets me fight over counters. So I think I want all the Mystical Disputes. I think the only cards I'm thinking about cutting... It's like Omnath. Maybe Fable. Is Fable good here? So these ones I think I want. And then these ones I need to cut 6 of. I probably won't take out all of the Omnaths. I'm going to do this. I'm going to sideboard like a noob because... Alright, let's go 3 force. Also, like, I'm sort of playing a deck where it doesn't really matter. It's just like mid-range pile. So I don't think I can mess up sideboarding too much. It's not like I'm taking out a combo piece. We'll go 3 force. And then one Fable. Is Omnath better or is Fable better? Fable's cheaper. Fable's good against removal. Fable's probably better against removal. Gets stopped by Spell Pierce. Omnath gets countered by Mystical Dispute, though. I think that it's, even though they're a blue deck, I think it's probably wrong to take out more than 2 Omnaths, just because I do think it's going to be a grindy matchup. And if I can run them out of stuff or draw Cavern of Souls, they're going to be really strong. Hey. Okay. Play ball. So we want Hollowed Fountain, potentially. Definitely keeping this hand. It's got some awkwardness, but I think it's a keeper. So Hollowed Fountain puts us at... God, Flage is never getting flashback. Tamayo. Well, shit. Yeah, that's bad. Whatever. I mean, it's not... It's just a bunch of free cards. It's pretty slow, but... It's... We'll probably be okay. I think our deck is good at grinding. They have a stop. Yeah, go to your main phase too. So I'm getting looted on, I think. It's a really strong start. I might just die to my ult. Yep. Imagine if they just Oculus me too. Just turn 2, flip 1 mana Planeswalker, 1 mana, I guess 2 mana if you want to count it that way. 2 mana 5/5 Grave Titan with flying. Yep. Archon. Oh shit. Okay, they're just full on Reanimator. Oh, don't do it to me. Don't do it to me. Don't have Unearth too. Okay. I guess. So I get Steam Vents or... I think Steam Vents is slightly better. We have to find a white land for Leyline Binding, but... Icing, like, them having double Steam Vents is kind of awkward. Because icing them isn't particularly good. This Cavern's very awkward as well. I should ice them, I think. I missed it. Whatever, it's close. Yeah, I leave a Mystical Dispute, but it doesn't stop Unearth. It doesn't stop Persist. Sure. I don't think I can just, like, fire this stupid thing. Alright, whatever. Tap your Tomorrow. Take that. This is -7. So we just need a white land. So white makes Leyline cost 2, so it has to be white-blue. And then... I have Mystical Dispute for Force. Or do I want white-red? Don't have white-red. White-green, I don't think is better. Okay. Nice. Well. Now we've got Force up. We've got Mystical Dispute for, I don't know. We have Mystical Dispute's nice because if they did have a Force, we wouldn't just die to Tamayo. Maybe they're going to hardcast an Oculus and we get to Mystical Dispute. If they have Counterspell, we have Force. Persist means I Force. How greedy is it? I mean, I have to pitch the Omnath. We can just win with Keruga. It's way too greedy not to. It's a Flage. Also, now I can Cavern on Elder Giant. Which is kind of interesting. Well, I'm in an awkward spot where I'm probably going to lose to Persist. But the thing is, if they just have Persist and draw land, my Mystical Dispute doesn't do anything anyway. I hope they don't have Persist. Because in the universe where they do have Persist, it's not very unlikely that they just draw land and play around Mystical Dispute. So, we're going to jam our Fable. So, here's the land. So, even if they have it, like, what can you do? So, we're probably going to lose the game because of this, but I'm happy about my decision. And now we have the Fable in hand to help us filter. So yeah, you know, I mean, they don't always draw the land. But like I said, I think I'm happy about my decision. I think they might have a counterspell. But I probably have to discard Mystical Dispute and hope they don't. Could be Oculus. Let's answer that because I'm gonna lose to it anyway. Because I think I just have to draw Leyline Binding. Nice, holy. Okay. Gives us a lot of time. They have 5 lands. It's probably going to be very difficult for them to get to 8 lands. Not impossible, but by that time we might be copying Risen Reef with, what's this called? Reflection? Oh, shit. Okay. Well, that's really bad. Opponent had a good top deck as well. Maybe, actually... Oh, hi. I was going to say maybe they didn't top deck it. Maybe they were just bottlenecked on black mana. I'm not 100% sure. I think this would have gotten played last turn, or at some point. So I cannot... I think my play is basically Reef. I don't really have other lines. Can't hardcast Solitude, so we have to hope for a white card. Okay. Alright, so we can't Solitude yet. We're going to get hit in the mouth for 4. Depending on what this thing manifested. I mean, it's going to have 2 manifests under it, which is really scary for me. Even if I can answer the Oculus, like, it's very likely they hit something else that's super problematic. Yeah, we'll just take it all. I mean, they're letting me save my Teferi. I don't think that's worth. I think I should just not play around interaction from their end. Frog, sure. Okay. So I think I just play... I play for pitch white. Which means we're just going to get to reefing. It's going to be hard to beat this Psychic Frog. I doubt we can actually win, but... we could try. To get a lot of cards. Mystical Dispute pairs with Force. So what can I do? I guess I do this on their turn, because then I have Force up. Need a white card. Okay. Maybe we can get lucky and spin into another Solitude. No. I can also play one of these lands if I don't want to add it immediately. Okay. I'm at 9. Okay. So your go. Well, we did a lot of stuff. I'm still unsure if it's enough. Sort of, like I said, it sort of depends what they manifested. So their hand is Archon, 2 unknowns. They didn't looting last turn. They have a deep analysis as well. So deep analysis. Am I dead actually? Do I have Island in my deck? I think I do. So 8. So they do 8 damage. But they can pay for Mystical Dispute. But I have Force. Okay. So I'm not dead. So if I didn't have the Force, they would go discard 4, 5 in the air, 8, and then 3 me in the face. I'd still go to 1. One of these is a frog, maybe? That's fine. Okay. Am I gonna die if I don't block this? I don't really want to block. How greedy is it? So they fatal push my goblin. Nah, I'm not gonna block. So Oculus is 8 damage. Sure. So now I want my Supreme Verdict. I want Supreme Verdict, and I also have to Mystical Dispute the Archon if it gets cast. Endurance is decent against the frogs, though. It's the best land, just a red surveil land. How much white? I have 2 white mana, 3 white mana. Okay. I think I can afford the surveil land. Do I want that? I think I do. Maybe not. Green, green. So we have white, red, white, red. Doesn't matter. When endurance target my opponent. We'll draw some cards, and then probably we just have to Flage play a Flage that can't be countered, and then have Force and hope that that wins. So they're at... Yeah, they have 6 lands. They can't Archon me yet. Them not deep analysis is kind of weird. I guess I just force it, so it's not like the scariest, but I'm not sure why they didn't do that. If they counter this, how bad is it for me? It's pretty bad. Double counter? No. Alright. I think I like my spot. I could have just added that to my hand and played it untapped. Does that matter for anything? I don't think so. Okay. Shuffle away graveyard. Harder to fly your frogs. And then I will Flage. White, white. Red, red. Cannot be countered. Done. And let's just nab the 2/2. So I go after a frog. They just discard 2. One's an Archon. I think that really matters. This also means I get to attack with the Reefs, which definitely could matter. Like, this game might come to a point where... Oh, that's so awkward. How did that not get played, though? Huh. What's going on? Am I just dead? Am I just dead and I don't know it? They're supposed to leave up Force? What would they have? Feels like it's almost always better to just gain the 3 life and get this into play, right? Because I guess Persist. Like, if I leave up Force, they pitch Archon to Frog. And then... I mean, I could deal with Archon, though. I just Flage, attack Flage. So, no, I think I like my line. Nice. All right. Well, that was a pretty interesting match. A lot of different decisions, a lot of back and forth. But we beat an Archon that was put into play, right? Whatever. GG's. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you like 4-color piles of card advantage in Keruga. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.